The Red Sox bullpen has been hit hard by injury. So what does losing closers Andrew Bailey and Joel Hanrahan mean for this team in the immediate future? Boy, what a difference 1 week makes in the life of a baseball team. Before the last week or so, the Red Sox were riding high in the American League East, in first place, mostly on the strength of their starting pitching and the excellent work of their bullpen throughout the early part of the season. But things have done a 180 very quickly for the Red Sox in the last week as their bullpen has been decimated by injury. First, it was Andrew Bailey who had stepped in for closer Joel Hanrahan and was having a pretty good season himself. He went out with a bicep strain of the right arm in a series in Toronto, put on the disabled list. Now he's expected to be back the middle of May, but that's questionable at best, as we've talked about, because we all know that Bailey's history of healing from injuries is not a very good one. He's had an injury-plagued career. Hanrahan joined him on the disabled list this week when he had to come out of a game earlier this week at Fenway with a forearm strain. He's now on the 60-day disabled list, and he's heading for a trip to Dr. James Andrews, which is never a good thing. That's usually a precursor to Tommy John elbow surgery, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with Hanrahan. In the meantime, what do the Red Sox do with this situation? Again, their bullpen is a big reason that they have gotten off to a great start this season. So they're going to have to scramble the deck. Junichi Tazawa will move in, and he will be the new closer on the team. Koji Uehara will be your setup man. You'll have some work from Craig Breslow, probably in the 8th inning, from the left side as a setup man. Andrew Miller can now return to his more familiar role as a 1 or 2 out guy, matching up with left-handed hitters in the lineup. That's something that he excelled in last season. Clayton Mortensen's out in that pen. Alex Wilson's out in that pen, and now Jose De La Torre. It remains to be seen how long he'll be here. He was called up when Hanrahan was placed on the 60-day DL. And all in all, it's a big mess right now for the Red Sox, and it's very, very concerning if you're a fan or even if you're a member of the Red Sox. They've got too many guys out right now injured, and that's a bad sign when you're trying to win with your bullpen. That's something the Red Sox preached throughout the offseason, that they were going to come in, try and rebuild that bullpen, and they did. Let's make no mistake about it. The problem is Bailey is a guy that's injured a lot. Hanrahan's a guy who really didn't have a very severe injury history, but he picked a bad time to get hurt in a big way because the Red Sox right now are in a little bit of disarray, and they're going to need contributions from everybody. That's obvious to weather this storm. But the biggest thing that they can do right now, if they can, let their starting pitchers hopefully go out there and pitch at least 6 or 7 innings. Now, that's something they have gotten for the most part from John Lester and Clay Buchholz, but they're going to need it from Ryan Dempster, who's pitched that way the last couple starts, and John Lackey. He's going to have to at least get out there for 6 innings in these next few starts. I know he's coming back from arm surgery himself, so that's a big concern, but I think Lackey can do it. As for the 5 spot in the rotation, Felix Doubront was not giving them quality innings. They called up Alan Webster to start a game against Minnesota. It turned out to be a disaster. It's obvious that Webster's not quite ready yet. I wouldn't really look at that start against Minnesota as a total disaster because I think he's got a very bright future ahead of him, Webster. But for now, he's got to go back to the minor leagues and work on some things, particularly his location. And the Red Sox are going to have to hope that Doubront can come around and be a good 5th starter, at least give you 6 innings. They might be a lot of pitches, but right now, it's all hands on deck because the Red Sox are missing 2 vital cogs in their pitching staff in that bullpen. And until they get those guys back, or at least Bailey, it's going to be a concern. So who knows what's going to happen for the Red Sox in the immediate future with the pitching staff. So for you guys out there, as you look at this Red Sox bullpen situation and all the injuries, tell me what you see for this team in the immediate future. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends about This Week in Red. And don't forget to check out my blog at BoSoxInjection.com.